What's up everybody, my name is Big Cam and welcome back to another movie review, and today I'm going to be talking about 2024's Gladiator 2 from director Ridley Scott. This film was totally freaking epic. Between the Paul Mescal of it all and him being so much like Russell Crowe from the first one, and the fact that it's 24 years later. The only real gripe I have with Ridley Scott in this movie is that over the last 24 years, he decided to change nothing about his approach to filmmaking, right? And you would think somebody like a Ridley Scott would know that today, movies are paced a little differently. We like it a little bit quicker. So, you know, if you don't mind the pacing of the first movie, right, because the first movie is about 2.5 hours, and it is a touch slow, but when it's dope, it's incredibly awesome. And this movie's the same way. There's a lot of gladiator-ing in this movie. There's a lot of fighting. Paul's doing, you know, fighting rhinos, right? Like the rhino scene, right? He fights a rhino, a baboon. He's fighting a naval battle with sharks and stuff. Although I would have liked to see that naval battle extend longer, but it did have some great moments in this. But really the cast for this one is, like, the first one's great. Richard Harris, Joaquin Phoenix, Connie Nielsen, Russell Crowe. But this one with Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, Connie Nielsen, Joseph Quinn, and Fred Hetchinger. Joseph Quinn and Fred Hetchinger are the two crazy twins, and there's a picture here of Joseph Quinn with the ginger hair. It's so awful, but they do their best Joaquin Phoenix from the first Gladiator and just went completely off the rails, unhinged, and they're both gingers and they're both, you know, together and crazy. But after seeing this, I am so excited to see Joseph Quinn and Pedro Pascal together as one half of the Fantastic Four, and that's gonna be so cool to see them as that together, because they're kind of together in this, because he's, you know, the ruler, one half of the rulers of Rome, and Pedro Pascal, General LUCIUS, is the general of the Roman armies or whatever, but he's kind of fed up with them, right? And there's a decent story in here, but I felt like it was about 30 minutes maybe dragged on, right? Like, this probably could have been cut down a little bit in a tighter movie, but Ridley Scott wants you to live with his characters a little bit, and I respect it, but it does drag just a little bit in certain spots, but that's alright, because majority of the movie you are so fascinated with how good Paul Mescal is that you're like, yeah, I'm about to be with him riding and dying for whatever the hell he comes out with in the future. And I just love to see how, I love when an actor gets in insane shapes, or a female, but either way, I love when an actor gets in insane shape for a role, like, and they just get super jacked, like a Hugh Jackman for Wolverine, or like a Henry Cavill for Superman, right? Like Paul Mescal for Gladiator 2. Like, yeah, the boy was jacked, he was beefy, he was fucking, he got so jacked that they almost had to make him shirtless for half of the movie, you know what I mean? Like, at one point they were like, yeah, we can't just cover him up in armor the whole time, he got jacked, look at his body, we gotta use this body on film. Dude, look at his body, he's got biceps. Sorry. Triggered into Arnold Schwarzenegger there for a second. Can't talk about muscles too much, you're in the being Arnold. But let's be real, the main part of this movie that is so compelling, and the reason why you stick around to the end, and it was a 2.5 hour movie and I didn't go to the bathroom once, so that's how I know I was like into it and time was moving. Denzel Washington is fantastic. He plays a character called Macrinus. It's all these crazy Roman names. But the story behind his character is fascinating to me. Like, I would love to know more about where he came from and what his deal is, because he's like bi, kinda, right? Like, he likes women, but he sometimes doesn't. He even has a line where he says, like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes women don't suit my fancies during some days, and him and the other guy laugh. But Denzel's drinking. He's got the rings, but he's also kind of playing 4D chess type of thing, and everyone else is playing checkers, and he absolutely crushes it. Come around Oscar season, right? Because now I've seen a whole lot of movies this year. When it comes to Oscar season, I hope that the Oscars do not forget what Denis Villeneuve did earlier this year with Dune Part 2. Because that movie is, in my opinion, that movie's Best Picture. That movie is also going to win Timothée Chalamet a Best Actor. It should also win Best Supporting Actor for Austin Butler. Because Austin Butler was phenomenal in that road. But this movie should get nominated for Best Picture, although I don't think it will win. Maybe might win Best Picture, but it shouldn't win, it shouldn't win Best Actor. Like, Paul Mescal shouldn't win over Timothée Chalamet, in my opinion. And if he does, that's probably recency bias. What the closer battle to me for the Oscar would be between Denzel Washington and Austin Butler, right? Because they could give it to Austin Butler, but he's still up and coming and new, and he's going to be having many more roles in his career, where Denzel's kind of at the tail end of his career and has won before and knows what he's freaking doing, and he put on a hell of a performance in this movie. So I don't know, man. I just hope the Oscar season, when it comes around in March, that they aren't recency bias, right? Because I get like that too. I'm like, yeah, no, I love this movie I just saw recently, and now it's my favorite thing. But I'm 8 months removed from when I saw Dune Part 1 or Dune Part 2 in theaters. You know what I mean? So, like, is that a fair adjustment because of something I just saw right now that got me excited versus how excited I was back in February or March when Dune Part 2 came out? Like, go back and watch my reaction and review on that channel. I am ecstatic to talk about Dune Part 2 and how good it is. But I've tried not to spoil anything here for you in this video, and I've left it vague enough that, you know, I didn't give anything away. But go check out this movie for yourself. It is a touch long, you know, maybe go drain your bladder before you head into that movie type of thing. I went to an earlier showtime, 2 o'clock. The first day was possibly available, the first showing that was available on a Thursday, and I had a pretty damn packed theater, so that just means that people came out to support this. And considering what else is in the theaters, like, we also got a Red One and Wicked in the theater at the same time, and next week we're going to have Moana 2 also, so this is going to be a big week, so I don't expect Gladiator 2 to do tremendous in the box office, but it should do well. But I don't know if it will do better than Wicked or Moana. You know what I mean? Like, I think the dudes will go see Gladiator 2, but everyone else, the families, the women will all go see Wicked and all go see Moana, maybe even Red One. So right now you got 3 other movies at the exact same time that they could see rather than that. Just too many options for people. I don't see this doing $1 billion in the box office, although I do see it doing quite well worldwide in the box office. But overall, I gave this movie the same score I gave the original Gladiator. I liked it just about as much, but I do like the cast in this one more. I just wish the pacing was a little bit better. Like, I wish the storytelling, right? Like, because his visuals, the shooting of it is gorgeous and it looks perfect. But the storytelling could just be a little bit, you know, sharper, a little bit more quicker, you know, a little bit more get to the point type of thing. But overall, really good movie. 4 out of 5 stars, about an 8 out of 10. Comment below your score down in the comment section below. You can follow me on LETTERBOXD or all my other social medias. You can find the links to those down in the description below. And if you've made it this far in the video, the best way to support the channel is by liking this video, commenting below, and subscribing if you're new. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. My name's Big Cam, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.